Welcome back. Got a lot of sunshine around the region right now. Just a few clouds still hanging with us. None of the storms visible from any of our 41 Skyview cameras at this moment in time. We'll see if that changes as we go forward. There's some pretty intense rain going on in Taylor County, now starting to get into the western parts of Crawford County. You still see some lightning in Upson County or Thomaston, but one thing I'm going to be watching is seems like the amount of lightning with this storm over Taylor County has tapered off, and the rain might be lightening up a little bit as well. So we'll see if these storms can sustain themselves as they continue to try to move east. 95 was our high today, one above the average. 94, 71 last night, got a degree below the average, and we're keeping it pretty hot through this evening. Obviously, if you get rain, like say Taylor County has, then your feels like temperatures are probably not in the triple digits anymore. But for most of the region, they still are, and we'll still be feeling like the 90s through sunset, and even for many of us, could still be lower 80s as we get past midnight tonight. Going with the low of 72, which is about the average for this time of year. Wind will be light out of the south-southwest. Should see more numbers close to this 72. We did get a little cooler than expected last night, and model guidance is suggesting we could see lows in the upper 70s or low 80s early next week. I will believe that when I see it. We're pretty consistent with our overnight temperature. I do believe we had one night this summer where we had a low of 76, but almost all the others have been somewhere in that 70 to like 74 range, basically across the board. Now, as we get into the weekend, what about the rain chances? So obviously we're seeing some storms right now, but tomorrow is going to be a lot of sunshine, and rain will be very hard to come by. How's a 10% odds? That honestly may not even end up verifying. So sunscreen and staying hydrated are going to be important for anybody that wants to be outdoors, but it is going to be good weather to go hit the pool, maybe a day on the lake. Of course, if you're going to be on, say, Lake Tobosoffke or going along Emerson River Park or the Okmulgee River, just be mindful, all right? Be responsible. Already this week, drownings reported. We had drownings earlier in the summer at Lake Tobosoffke. Don't like hearing about that. It's preventable, all right? Gotta be responsible when you're on the water. As for early next week, rain chance will begin to go up a little bit, and we're going to have a lot of heat, all right? Highs will likely get into the hundreds for the hottest spots, maybe starting Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday, those odds will be even higher. As for the remainder of this evening, we have those storms we're tracking from the west. We'll see if they sustain themselves. I don't really expect much in terms of that activity as we go through tonight. Tomorrow, again, a lot of sunshine out there. There'll be, your typical scattered cumulus clouds, probably a little bit less than what we've seen today, and you see how these real fields are quickly getting into those triple digits, probably by about 1:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and staying that way until we start getting to the sunset. And then on Sunday, there will be a little more clouds. I still think overall it'll be a partly sunny day, and there'll be a couple of rain chances. I do not think it will be as widespread as what you just saw there. Currently have us at 20% for our rain chances on Sunday. Maybe that ends up going to like 30%, but it's not going to be where more than half the region is getting rain like that. But as you can see, it's going to be important to wear that sunscreen over the weekend. Less than 20 minutes before you start to burn, with UV index around 11 or 12. And here is that weekend planner, upper 90s, possibly triple digits on Sunday. I'll have your extended forecast coming up in 10 seconds. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So it's going to be a pretty big heat wave heading into the weekend early next week. Do not be surprised if a heat advisory gets issued for the region heading into the start of next week. But maybe a little bit of a cool down. I know 94 isn't exactly cool, but relatively speaking, it is a temperature drop that will be welcomed. And of course, you do see more of those isolated storm odds next week as well.